Matthew Armstrong here,
And Victoria Whitehead, and welcome to day 93 of our 100 Days Feast.
and I've just been, just to share with you, I've been doing some coffee enemas, and they've been pretty fantastic. Highly recommend coffee enemas. And you know, it's something that when I first heard about such a thing as a coffee enema, I was like, huh? Really? But you know, I had I suppose the psychology of curiosity. You know, I was curious. I thought, interesting, a coffee enema, because it went against my understanding. And it was like, well, you know, coffee, it's toxic, you know. You drink coffee and your heart speeds up because it wants to get it out of your body, you know, because it's like, okay, there's something toxic in here. We have to speed up the whole body to get it out as fast as possible. You know, that's pretty much coffee. But when I heard about it, I didn't shut it off. I thought, huh, that's really interesting. I'd like to learn more about that. And so having that attitude of being curious before we're critical, and finding out about something before we decide to criticize it, you know, that'll take you a long way in life. You know, because if you stay in the consciousness of right and wrong, of this is right, that's wrong, you know, I've got my little belief system and it kind of works for me, and anything outside of that, it must be wrong. You know, that keeps you stuck. That keeps you stuck in a place of consciousness, and it stops you from growing and expanding and evolving. So you know, develop an attitude of curiosity. That's what what I say, and that's what I practice. You know, anything I hear, no matter how weird or, you know, completely outside my belief system, like the coffee enemas were, I just developed this attitude of curiosity and learned more about them. And now that I'm doing them, it's like, wow, you know, I think I've got to get you know, really addicted. Well, not really, but you know, and you know where it came from. Just give you a bit of background if you're not familiar with them. It was in the First World War. So you're thinking, you know, whoever got that idea to start, you know, do a coffee enema, to put coffee into their colon. Strange thing, right? But it happened in the First World War, and there was a nurse who was treating you know, people in the, I suppose, the army hospital, and there's no clean water. This is in the field hospital, and there's no clean water to use for the enemas, and because, you know, people there, they're incapacitated, they're all blocked up, and they needed to keep the waste moving. So the only clean, sanitized liquid she could get was coffee from the big coffee drums. So she would take the coffee, and she'd give some of the patients enemas with the coffee. And what they found was the patients who had the coffee enemas healed and recovered a lot quicker, like almost like magic sometimes, rather than the people who before that, who didn't have coffee enemas, who had water enemas. So that was something so it grew from there. And so what it actually does, and it's used in the Gerson therapy, and what it actually does is when you have the coffee, instead of when you drink it, you know, it goes to your heart, gives you heart palpitation, everything, your body wants to get rid of it. But when you put it into your colon, through an enema, what it does is it's basically permeates through the intestinal wall, and it goes straight to the liver, and then it helps the liver detox all the, you know, the fats in there, anything, all the blockages. It helps to get that out, get the bile out of the system. So it goes straight to there, and it moves that out, and it gives you a fantastic enema, and also great liver and gallbladder detox. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why coffee enemas work so well. And interesting enough as well, you don't get the heart palpitations, or you don't get the massive like coffee rush, the jitters or anything that goes with drinking normal coffee. And the way I do it is I take 4 tablespoons of coffee, and I put them in, boil that up, and then I pour that in with some cold water, and I sieve it. Make sure you sieve it. Learned that the first time, didn't sieve it properly, and then it all got blocked. Sieve it properly so there's no granules left in it. Make sure you get organic coffee. That's really important. Don't get the old instant, you know, instant coffee. You know, that's rubbish. Get some really good organic coffee if you're going to do it, and mix it in some cold water. Then put it into the enema bag. I put it up, hang it up on above the bath, on the shower hook at the top, and then I lie in the bath and then before that I pour the coffee in. Make sure it's just like lukewarm. You need to be very careful about the heat. You don't want it to be hot for sure. So make sure it's like not freezing cold, because it helps if it's a little bit warm. And then lie in the bath. This one I lay on my back. I've been trying different ways, experimenting different types of enemas. This one, lay on my back. You insert it and then turn the little tap on, and then the whole stuff just comes into your colon, goes all around. Slightly kind of uncomfortable, to be honest, but it kind of happens. But after a few times you get used to it and you actually become an expert, and you're like, okay, I understand what's going on now. I know this feeling. It's not that something bad's going to happen. And then once it's all in there, what I did then, some experiments with different things, is I did a shoulder stand in the bath. So I did a shoulder stand, so my legs are completely up like that, my whole body's up like that, and that allows it to go all around the intestines. And then I went down into from a shoulder stand into a bridge. So from shoulder stand, yoga shoulder stand, down into a bridge, so my body's arched like this, and then it helps it just all move around. It massages it around, and then I lie down in the bath for about 10 minutes to let it just all kind of soak through, and just hold it in the best you can for about 10 minutes. And it's an amazing experience. It's almost like a spiritual type experience where it's just like woof, and then you got to sit in the toilet and then release it all, and just keep releasing until it's all out. And right now, day 93, I'm feeling very, very clear. I've done a number of enemas now, and just through the whole juice feast, just clearing. Feeling very, very clear now. There's really, literally very little, coming out whatsoever. It's a great feeling to have that clearness. It's like I've gone clear. It's good. Yeah. So we've got a great partner yoga posture. So let's do that. In this yoga posture, this partner posture, we're going to be stretching out both of our hamstrings, so we're like mirroring each other. And so we'll stretch out the hamstrings, we'll also stretch out the lower back, and as we move over, we'll stretch out the obliques and all the way up the back of the arm here and the shoulder area. So look at it. So we'll sit, I'll place my left leg out, Victoria will place her right leg out, and then we'll bring our opposite foot in, like so. Bring the knee down towards the ground on the mat as much as you can. Sitting up as straight as possible, and then from here, we simply bend forward at the waist, reaching out and grasping. From here, we'll just simply move down. Breathing in and out through the nose. Then come up slightly. Then follow the hand round, looking up. Bringing this arm to the inside, reaching all the way over, and then grasping each other's hands. So make sure with this, you're looking up to the sky. If you can get your elbow to the inside of your leg, that's great. All the while breathing deeply. Then releasing that slightly, coming round, and then pulling down again. Breathe in, come back up, releasing to there. And then you swap over and you do the other side to get that equilibrium and symmetry. And remembering as well, the breathing is so important in yoga, and that is what's going to give the deep cleansing, the healing, and the feelings of amazing well-being that you'll receive from doing yoga. Because when you're breathing in, when you're over, you're breathing into different sections of your lungs and really oxygenating different sections, and then sending the oxygen to the blood, which then cleans and clears all the cells and fully oxygenates them, and any anaerobic cells that are in there, and they become oxygenated then, and that is paramount for healing. So the breathing is of the utmost importance throughout each of the movements and the postures.
Okay, I've got a quick request. It's something that we've noticed is quite prevalent today as well in young women. And also one of our new members on our membership site asked if we could find out and research polycystic ovary syndrome. So if you or someone you know has cured or healed themselves of polycystic ovary syndrome, or you know of an expert who deals in that, please can you send me a private message and with details on it, because we really love to learn more about that and obviously to do an interview on that to share with our viewers.
Yeah, it's a lot, you know. Come across a lot of women with polycystic ovary syndrome, and so yeah, I would like to speak to anyone who has healed themselves, right?
Yeah, has healed themselves of that, or who helps other people to heal of that,
and is willing to do an interview. That'd be great. So thanks very much again for joining us, and in this countdown for the last 6 days or so, make sure you keep with us, and we'll do our best to share whatever we can about our own experiences, and you know, any way we can help you. Okay, my name is Matthew Armstrong.
and I'm Victoria Whitehead.